And so Lopan, the guy walks in, and when he walks in, he stands up. We're on. Why didn't you tell me? I'll tell you about that later. Ladies and gentlemen, it is your man, Jelani JB Bodie, host of this thing called The Wait a Minute Show, and we are back in the building once again to give you a sports fix. There are some new dollars being seen around town, and it ain't here in the ATL. We'll talk about that and more. It's The Wait a Minute Show. Lopan, kick my music.
It's The Wait a Minute Show.
Hold up. Wait a minute, show. JB Bodie, that's my bro. Wait a minute, show. My man Pan is on the low. Wait a minute, show. JB Bodie, that's my bro. Wait a minute, show. My man Pan is on the low. Coming straight out of Flake, Michigan. JB Bodie is him again. 2 times Wednesday, Saturday. Show make you wanna sing Donny Hathaway. Facebook Live, Spreaker.com. It's the Wait a Minute Show, fam, and we drop bombs as we proceed. Just tune in, no need to take a feed. Hanging with the stews. JB, that's my dude. And I don't mean to be rude, but these other shows lame like eating prunes. Facebook got you tweaking. Spreakers, eardrums bleeding. JB got what you need. My man Lopan saying yes indeed. Go to thewaitaminteshow.com to follow all episodes.
Ladies and gentlemen, it is your man, Jelani JB Bodie, host of this thing called The Wait a Minute Show, and I am back. Yes, I am back, ladies and gentlemen. I know. You're going to say something. You're going to say, wait a minute. Yeah, just like the show. Wait a minute. Where were you last week, bruh? Where were you last week? I'll get to that and I'll explain, okay? Because it's some folks that might be looking for me out in the streets, but I got an explanation. I have an alibi. I have everything that I need. I have a witness. I have all that to explain to you guys about that. But before I do all that, ladies and gentlemen, we are here in the ATL. Hotlanta, it's been on fire here in the ATL, in the Lions Den Studios to do this show like we always do. And I cannot do this thing by myself. I will not do this thing by myself, nor will he let me do this thing by myself. Ladies and gentlemen, it is none other, the infamous, the one that guys hate, but ladies love. It is none other than the L, the O, the P, the A, the N. Ladies and gentlemen, sitting over there in the corner, minding his business. Lopan. Yes. So Lopan got my back. Hopefully y'all got my back. I got y'all back. And we'll do it like we always do. And it just like that. Ooh, look at your boy rhyming a little bit. So, I was just saying, I have an explanation. Because there was no show Wednesday. No show Wednesday. Indeed. I said it twice, Lopan. I didn't need you to back me up. But no show Wednesday. Indeed. I got this, Lopan. Okay, I appreciate it, but I got this. So, there was no show Wednesday. And actually, there was no show Saturday on thewaitaminteshow.com. Ladies and gentlemen, I have an explanation. You know I give you an update about what's been going on with me. I'll be honest. I was on vacation, bruh. I had to take some time off. I was given an opportunity that I could not pass up. And I had a great time. I had a good time. And let's just say this. All right. I was still able to practice my social distancing. I was still able to enjoy myself. I was still able to take my family with me. And part of that time was spent on a private beach. Indeed. Yeah, well, Lopan, you didn't go, so I don't even know why you putting the Indeed in there. I mean, you stay wherever it is that you stay, and we went. But I appreciate you for chiming in just to back your boy up. I appreciate that. But yes, ladies and gentlemen, look, I needed a break. I need to clear my mind. A lot of stuff going on. Sometimes you just got to get away. And it was hard because you had the whole Cam Newton situation that had just happened, and then you got some other stuff, and we're going to get into, what happened over the weekend as well. I just needed a break. Let's just say that. I needed a break, and I took that break, and like I said, I spent some time. I got to chill on a private beach, so then that way, social distancing myself from people, so it wasn't like I was around a whole bunch of people and then I had to worry. It was great, and I didn't even have to stay in a hotel. I stayed in someone's home that I know, and actually I stayed in at someone's home that let me borrow their home, so they weren't even there. So again, I was good. I'm refreshed. I'm back. I'm here in the ATL again in the Lions Den Studios again here in Hotlanta. And I'm back to give you your sports fix like I always do. It is me and it is Lopan. Indeed. There you go, Lopan. That's when you chime in. Now that you know a little bit about my personal business, let's get into this sports. A lot of stuff going on this episode. We already know Pat Mahomes, the $500 million man, or $500 million man, I should say. Pat Mahomes, his deal is finally done. We'll talk about that and what that means for the future. Also, there's been a shutdown of a season all across the board at in college. So we'll talk about that as well. Washington. We're going to talk about Washington, the football team. We'll talk about that later. But we're going to talk about Washington. We're going to talk about some changes in the NBA that went over the weekend as well. And then if there's anything else that might pop up, we'll discuss that as we do this show here on a Wednesday night live, if you're listening to it live here on X Squad Radio Network. But you can catch it on the playback as well. You can share it on the playback as well. You can tell somebody to listen on the playback and just have yourself a good time. But hopefully everyone was, I'll say this and then we'll get into Pat Mahomes. Hopefully everyone was good over this weekend. I sent out, everyone to be safe. And regardless of how you feel about the fourth and all that, main thing I was really worried about is that everybody comes out of this weekend, good, ready to go, refresh, and to take on whatever life challenges that are in front of you. So hopefully you had a good weekend. I know I did. And now, like I said, I'm refreshed and I'm ready to talk some more sports. And the first thing we're going to get into will be Pat Mahomes. Yes, Patrick Mahomes has signed his new deal. It is finally done, ladies and gentlemen. This is no surprise. We knew this thing was coming, and you heard me talk about this, and I kept telling the Chiefs, hey, you need to get this thing done sooner than later. You need to get this thing done sooner than later. Do not wait. And I was telling other franchises as well, you need to get your deal done before Pat Mahomes' deal is done, because that's going to change the market. And it did a tad bit. And I know you're thinking, well, wait a minute, a tad bit. They said the deal is $503 million. Pat Mahomes' agent said, show me the money! And he walked in there and the Chief said, well, have a seat. Have a seat. We'll talk about this. And we obviously appreciate, Pat winning the MVP, last year. And then, well, not last year, Lamar did, but the previous year before. We also appreciate him coming in, doing what he did this year. He took us to the promised land and won the Super Bowl for us. And he did all this on his rookie deal, and he's just turning 25 right now. So we know he got at least 10 years ahead of him. And his agent said, you know what, you can stop right there. You can stop right there. Don't go any further. This is all we need to do. Show me the money. And they said, you know what? Yeah, we gotta show him the money. Show him the money. They said, gotta show him the money. Show him the money. Gotta show him the money. So, like I said, 10-year deal. They said it's up to $503 million, which makes it the largest contract in, I guess, sports history, but definitely in the NFL. Now, here's what I'm going to say, about this. This is good that this deal got done. It needed to, for both sides, but definitely for the Chiefs, because all it was going to do, the price was just going to go up the longer that they waited if they did not get this deal done. Now, for Pat Mahomes, and I was talking about this actually on social media. Someone was speaking about it, about the deal, and should he have done a 10-year deal? And I said it depends on more than anything. This is the major thing when it comes to football, when it comes to the NFL versus other sports. It's all about what you're getting guaranteed, what your signing bonus and all that stuff, because at the end of the day with NFL contracts, $503 million, and they're including basically what he would have got through his rookie deal, because he still would have, they still would have did the 5th-year option and all that on him. So they packaged this together. So it's more like a 12-year deal, $503 million. Now, I'm not, saying that, the brother got robbed or anything, but all I'm saying is that it's a great number. I'm glad he got paid. He deserved everything that he got. He brought a championship that has eluded the Kansas City Chiefs for years. Kansas City Chiefs fans, I'm sure they can remember all the, letdowns, and they've had great teams. They had people like Priest Holmes on that team. They had guys like Larry Johnson on that team. They had Tony Gonzalez on that team. They even brought in Joe Montana. He was almost able to get the job done, but he did not get the job done, for the Kansas City Chiefs. And this kid comes in, takes over at the end of the season for Alex Smith the last 2 games, and you already knew because they had drafted him, in the top 15. I think he went 15th or he went 10th, something like that, in the draft. And you already knew that they were already grooming him to take over. And it is rare. And he came out of Texas Tech. Not a lot of people knew about him. I sure didn't know that much about Pat Mahomes. I heard of him, but I didn't know that much about Pat Mahomes. But the Chiefs saw something there that they knew that they could do, and they knew that he was going, he was special. So they pulled the trigger and moved up to, to draft him, which a lot of people like the Bears are looking crazy and thinking like, man, we could have had that. But the dude has cashed in on everything that people have made him out to be. And so this deal, like I said, is worth, what he's getting. He deserves this deal. Now, the main thing that I want to say, about this deal, so everybody gets excited, and I'm over here telling them to show me the money! And he is going to get this money. But now, he's not going to get all of it, more than likely, ladies and gentlemen, because this is still the NFL. These guys or these owners, these executives and everyone, they are still making deals that is going to try to give them the leverage and try to be, how shall I say, give them the leverage, but also give them an out. How about that? And so his deal, Tom Pelissero was breaking down his deal. And basically, a lot of it is roster bonus. The base salary is not that much. So the first 2 years, because, again, he's still finishing up his rookie deal, he got a signing bonus, of 10 mil, and his base salary is $825,000. So, he almost getting 11 mil. But then, it starts to take off with a roster bonus of 21. The next year he gets, and a lot of his stuff is rolled up into roster bonus and not base salary. And they were saying something about like it's a real, kind of weird. Like when you do a roster bonus, you can go ahead and, I guess play around with the numbers. But the other thing, on here, I'm going to tell you in just a second, but how his deal really goes is 2021 is a $21 million roster bonus. 2022, it jumps to 27. 2023, it jumps to 34. 2024, stays at 34, almost 35. And then it jumps up to 38, almost 39 million for these roster bonus. So at 2027, he maxes out at 49, a little bit over 49 million for the roster bonuses. And then it starts to descend. So basically, these roster bonus, along with his base salary, is going to be, he doesn't get anything over 5 million for his base salary. So the way this thing, basically works out is that, one, the Chiefs, they get that leeway that they want, because they can obviously cut him at some point. I think the first 2 years, first 2 or 3 years, if they cut him, it's going to be damaging to their dead money on their cap. So obviously, and even if he would, for